Everyone, it's Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your full moon in Pisces message. I will begin with Aries and work my way around the zodiac wheel here, ending at Pisces. Each zodiac sign will have their own video. I've set the intentions of this message to be for your sun, moon, rising, as well as your Venus placements. So you're welcome to look at any of them. If you're not sure what your placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Take a look at that site and then just come back here and watch the full moon in Pisces video for the respective placement that you wish to view. Also, keep in mind that this is a collective general reading. That means it is not individualized nor personalized to you. So messages may come through today that don't fully resonate. And if that happens, don't get upset. It just means that one message is meant for someone else of your sign or your sign's placement. So just take what fits, how it fits, and leave what doesn't. With all of that said, let's begin. Hello, Taurus, my bull gang. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Okay, thank you, Taurus. So how's my bull gang doing? Let's take a look at your full moon in Pisces message. You have stars in the sky, limitless possibility, card number 51. You have moon madness, avoid drama. And then you have last quarter moon in Aries, work through your feelings. Okay. It's very much giving me hermit vibes here. That stars in the sky card. Tell me more about this here for Taurus, please. For Taurus, sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know about stars in the sky, limitless possibility, moon madness, avoid drama, last quarter moon in Aries, work through your feelings. Excuse me. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Hierophant, your energy, the Eight of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Tower, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Hermit. I kind of call that Hermit when I looked at that stars in the sky card. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Three of Wands. That leaves the Six of Cups, King of Pentacles, Judgment here. Wow, at the bottom of the deck. I have tapped into a group of you where you are deciding to radically change your life. You're nervous about it, don't get me wrong, but you've been thinking about it for quite some time. And I don't know if this is in career and finance or love and romance, or maybe in some other, some other thing in your life, like maybe the place where you live or something like that. But I've tapped into a group of you where you want to depart from something that you have done in the past or something you've been tied to in the past. The Hierophant to the Tower, this is your energy, Taurus, in that Hierophant card. This is you saying, I want to radically change my life. I don't really like where I am. After a lot of soul searching, I've discovered, or I have decided, maybe decided is a better word, that I have limitless possibilities before me. And the only thing holding me back from achieving them or attaining them is me. And so this is a very bold and brave group of bulls that I've tapped into. And with that avoid drama card, the Eight of Cups to the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like this is what you're trying to leave. So you're in a situation, environment, or a connection that's just, it's too much drama. It's too much of a, I heard false facade or false mask. It's not authentic to who you are anymore. I think you're realizing that, and it's taking you a long time. Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Cups is, I've thought for a long time, for some of you up to 7 years, about walking away from this career path or this industry or this love partner or, whatever this is, this relationship, this way of living, this pattern, this habit. You've given considerable thought to this. You've worked through all of those feelings. Three of Pentacles, working, the Hermit, your feelings. You did a lot of introspection on this. And for those of you where you haven't done it, this is your message now in the full moon in Pisces. It's telling you to do this. Now, most of you either have already concluded all of this or you're in the process of this. You're working through these feelings and working through your fears, and you're deciding to move into the future. And it's almost like you're leaving something behind that you have worked very hard for. A lot of you are, contemplating leaving a job or a career path, family, the place where you've always lived. I could be speaking to a Taurus where now you're finally deciding to leave home and venture out on your own. I could be speaking to a Taurus where you are single, but you're now feeling bold and brave and you've worked through your feelings and you're deciding to re-enter the dating pool. So, in the hopes of meeting your person. I could be speaking to a Taurus that's considering leaving a relationship or taking the current relationship to a higher level of commitment. The change here is different for all of you. The one thing you all have in common, it's monumental. And you're creating the change. which is huge. And I think I said this in your angel message. This is huge movement for a fixed earth sign. So there's a situation, environment, connection in your life that has been part of your life for quite some time. And it could even be like the environment, like I said, excuse me, place where you work, family, friends, and you're deciding it's time to move on. I'd like to know more about the Hierophant here to the Tower, because I feel like you are creating the change here. It's not happening to you. So if the message isn't resonating for you, it's just not your message. But I feel like this is you deciding to do this. Tell me about this Tower here for Taurus. Tell me more about the Hierophant to the Tower. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Three of Swords. We have Judgment. And we have the Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have Seven of Swords. Oof, I do not like that at all. You know, whenever I see Seven of Swords to the King of Swords, the Five of Wands, I feel like you are trying to avoid drama. You're exiting a situation, environment, or a connection that has not been honest with you. It's been heartbreaking. It's been difficult. Three of Swords is sliding scale for me. So, you know, I could be speaking to a Taurus where you had some cutting words with a friend, but it's like one too many times. And you've worked through your feelings and you're like, I want to avoid drama. I'm getting older. I don't want to be surrounded by individuals who treat me this way or who speak to me this way. And even though we saw that Six of Cups card, I've known this person for a long time, or at some degree, I feel like they're a soulmate. The way they speak to me is awful. So, you know, when I see that Seven of Swords to the King of Swords, Three of Swords, it's a lot of swords. It's 10 swords, actually. Three of Swords plus Seven of Swords. So I could be, you know, speaking to a Taurus where you're deciding, as much as I love this person and as difficult as it will be to never talk to this friend again, I'm choosing to never talk to this friend again. Or I'm choosing to leave a work environment that has been very deceptive towards me. They promised me, you know, if I make this milestone or I reach this goal or, you know, I would get a raise or a promotion or a commission. And I just keep reaching these damn mileposts that, you know, these people put out for me, and I'm not receiving anything. So again, I don't know what situation, environment, or connection this is, but you're deciding that you have encountered one too many swords in your back, one too many Three of Swords moments, one too many Seven of Swords, one too many 10 of Swords. You're making the judgment call to turn your back on the past and see what else is out there in the future. And while you're looking out into the future and you're exploring, you're realizing, there are a million different jobs out there I could apply for. There are a million different communities I could live in. There are a million people who are single that I could pair up with and that would treat me a lot better than the individual I'm with. So again, I don't know who or what this is for you, but I know that it's broken your heart enough times that you're making the judgment call to say enough. It's disappointed you enough times that you went, no, there's limitless possibility out there. I know there's more for me. I don't need to exist in a place that is drama or filled with, you know, verbal altercations or violence or gaslighting or manipulation. So yeah, I think you've sat on this for a long time because I think you genuinely cared for whomever or whatever this is, but you've worked through your feelings, which is great. Bravo to you. And it appears here, for most of you anyway, you have decided to move forward. Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Cups. I'm sorry that I keep coughing. I don't know why. I feel like my throat chakra is closing up in your reading. So I don't feel like you have said this to many people. Or maybe you have not said this to, you know, the person you're leaving or the boss you're giving your notice to. I feel like I've tapped into a group of you where you're keeping it kind of shoved down inside that you've made this decision. And it could be because right now you're trying to avoid drama, right? It's like, I don't need to tell them I'm leaving until I'm actually leaving type of thing. Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Cups. This is wild how I'm coughing in your reading. Tell me more about the Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Cups here for Taurus. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Hangman, we have the Sun, and the Ten of Cups. It's beautiful. So you've thought about it for a long time. Two of Cups here, Ten of Swords. Yeah. This soulmate, soul bond connection was not such a great experience for you, whether this is professional, platonic, or romantic. And you've thought about what a healthy connection should look like and feel like, and it's not this. Two of Cups should be the Sun. It should not be the Ten of Swords. And you've given this a considerable amount of thought here. So tell me about the Hermit and the Three of Pentacles. And I think this was difficult for you. I thought, you know, I get the feeling here, like with that Ten of Pentacles card, this is like, you know, the person you thought you would be married to forever, right? Or this is a job you thought you would have for the duration, or the industry you would be in, or the friend that you would always have, you know, by your side. So again, whomever, whatever this is leaving, you're leaving. I feel like it's taken you a long time to get to this place, Taurus. There were a lot of feelings here you had to work through. Tell me more about the Hermit to the Three of Pentacles here for Taurus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. And if you're currently not going through this, your full moon in Pisces messages that you do need to look at this very realistically, the situation, environment, or connection, and admit to yourself that there are limitless possibilities out there for you with situations, environments, or connections that would be far healthier and far happier for you than the one you're currently existing in or settling for. We have the Page of Wands, we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have Death. I do feel like most of you, oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. Death choice card, Death Lovers World card. I think you're making a decision in the near future to close this out. Again, whatever this is, I do see you moving on from it. I think the biggest thing here is you don't know what comes next. And I think with that Page of Wands energy, it's like I need to explore more. Right? I can't leave the job till I find the next job, or I save enough money. There's something like that happening here. It's like I just need to get a little bit more information about what the next step will look like, or what's the next step that I need to do. But with that Four of Cups to the Seven of Wands, the feeling here is like once you work through your feelings and you figure all of this out, you're going to take a hard stand here with that Seven of Wands and say, I'm rejecting existing the rest of my life in the Four of Cups. I want a relationship, that's 10 of Cups. I want a work environment, that's 10 of Cups. Right? I want friends or a living environment, that's 10 of Cups, not Four of Cups. So pretty cut and dry reading here for you, Taurus. And again, if this is not something you're experiencing, then it's something that, you know, your message from Source in the full moon in Pisces, which happens to be an eclipse, is to really review your life and work through these feelings and make the decision that is best for you in terms of what do you need to eclipse out of your life, because this full moon in Pisces is an eclipse. Let's get 3 cards of advice here for you, Taurus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Emperor, you have the Nine of Wands, and you have the Knight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Empress. You need to take full ownership of your life, Taurus, and do what is best for you. This is giving a very honest assessment that the situation, environment, or connection you're in has left you quite wounded. And as wounded as it has made you, you are not incapable of moving towards your best life, or the best job, or the best living situation, or even a better relationship. And then you have this, I like the Knight of Cups here. It is the 3rd slowest knight in the deck. So it's telling you that as you move towards this new chapter in your life, there's no rush here needed. Create the plan, stay very grounded, and when you're ready, then make the move. And I do see you making this decision, if you haven't made it yet, within the next month. So between now and like October 7th, I feel most of you will have made the decision to move on from whomever, whatever this is. I don't think you're immediately leaving, because there's, you know, strategy behind every Taurian plan or idea. I love you guys. You're not a shoot from the hip kind of sign. But if you haven't made the decision yet to move on, then I do see you making that decision over the course of the next month. For others of you where you have already made the decision, you will make huge leaps and bounds in the next month, getting ever closer to like executing that plan and moving forward in your life. So there is momentum building here for the Taurian collective to move towards their wish fulfillment, their star in the sky, their north star. So that is what I have for you, Taurus. I like this message for you, and I really especially respect the fact that you've taken so long to work through all of this, and to give great amount of consideration to the situation, environment, or connection, and that you understand that you need to respect yourself enough to move on from it, and that better is out there waiting for you, and you're absolutely right in that assessment. It is. So that is what I have for you, Taurus. That is your full moon in Pisces message. If you like that message, it resonated for you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.